So, I know there hasn't been much news out of the Z Camp in a while, but not to worry. We've been real busy doing some things here and there, trying to get ready for the end of winter and the beginning of race season. A couple different projects taking place. One of them is a standalone ECU, MS3, Mega Squirt, assembling in progress right now. But here's a couple of other little clips just to bring you up to speed on where we're at with Project Turbo Z.
Oh yeah.
For starters, we wanted to ditch the last remaining factory interior item, which was the driver's seat. We swapped it out with this $30 bucket seat off of Amazon. We were able to make the factory seat tracks work, so we were able to adjust it forward and backwards as needed. In addition to replacing the seat, we've also replaced the steering wheel, which was missing all the foam on the outer ring and was basically just a steel ring of fire during the summertime. We put this little cheap piece on we picked up from O'Reilly's. Another thing we've been doing is replacing a lot of the glass with Lexan, including the rear windshield and the rear quarter windows. In addition to the weight of the windows in the back, there was a cable mechanism that allowed them to open and close, which was kind of heavy and clumsy, and we were able to remove all of that junk too. We also got an AEM wideband O2 sensor installed in the factory 3-pod and got the O2 sensor set up as well. So I just pulled our charge pipe off the car. I see the turbo down there. It routes from throttle body, between the throttle body and the turbo. So I pulled it off because we need to have a bung welded in for an intake air temperature sensor. So I got this guy right here, and I'm going to be sending it off to our welder buddy to see if we can get that sorted out this week. Our old gauge cluster is in pretty rough shape. It got pretty busted up during the dash rip out. So I got a new cluster here, secondhand off eBay, because even though we don't really need most of the gauges shown here, or half of them anyway, we do use the tack. So we are trying to stay busy in the meantime while we wait for the ECU to be assembled, wired into the car, and tuned up well enough to start the engine. But we're going to stay at it, and once I figure out how to deal with these itty bitty transistors on this board, we're going to have this thing plugged in and running in no time.